Hey everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm here to kind of just do a huge, massive brain dump. I have tons of things going through my head, and this is really more for myself to just get it into one spot so I can collect my thoughts and carry on. I'm a little stuck. I have so much in my head that sometimes I just don't know where to go from there. So the first thing is, you can see all of this. I have a huge pile of a disaster of stuff going on. I have been scrapping, and I had a lot of fun one night, 2 nights ago. Sean wasn't feeling very well, and so he went to bed at about 7 o'clock-ish, and normally he's out in the living room, and I'm in our bedroom with Jackson, watching Jackson's shows to calm him down, to get him ready for bed. And so it was kind of a reverse, and so I got to spend the evening actually scrapbooking. And let me just grab, I'll show you what I created. I was scrapbooking, and I actually got to create this really fun layout that I'm in love with, actually. I started by just using this stencil that I have right here, and I just used my black Sharpie, and I was just tracing it, and then I colored a few in and was playing around. Very Hannah Lemieux-ish. I have been watching a lot of her videos lately. I've kind of been binge watching all of her videos, so I started with that, and then I used some of my watercolors. They're not watercolors, some of my Shimmers products, and pulled that in, and then I was just playing, and I pulled some pattern paper, and it just kind of turned in to what it wanted to turn into. And I used this really fun title, and then just pulled other little pieces together. But I was having a lot of fun. I, however, realized that I'm officially the slowest scrapper ever when I scrapbook at night. I think I'm too tired. So I even had coffee, so I wasn't actually tired. Like, I was awake and good to go, but I think I'm just physically too tired, because I didn't have my journaling or this part down. I don't think I had these few embellishments. I definitely didn't have this area down. So I basically got the bordering pattern papers, using this black, this little corner piece, mounting my photo, finally placing these arrows down in my title. And that took me 3 hours. So I now know as much fun as it is, and it was fun, and I definitely will do it again. I just need to remind myself that not to expect the process to be a fast process if I'm scrapbooking at night. It's more of just a calming and enjoy how it goes, and enjoy the process and all of that, because I was so slow with it. But I had a lot of fun. I put on some music and was just listening to it. Jackson went to bed on time, and I was up until about 10:30 just scrapbooking away. It was a lot of fun. So that's what I created. No video or anything, because like I said, I was just kind of playing. But that was something fun that I did. But again, I learned that I am not going to be a good one for scrapbooking at night. But anyways, so needless to say, I was playing with a bunch of letters. So that's why all of this is here. I need to clean up my room. It's a disaster. I just cleaned it too, but you wouldn't be able to tell. The other thing I wanted to kind of share and talk about, my idea here is, we got a few things actually, so we'll see how long this video is. I worked on, finally, my day in the life. Let me just move that a little. There's going to be a glare, I'm sorry. Let's see if I can move this. It's going to get dark because the shadows are going to move here. There we go. And I had so much fun with this, and I'm loving it. So I wanted to share that too. I'm going to create one more layout to wrap it up, but I think I'm going to start adding this in, and I've already put it in my family traditions album. So something that we do every year, and it may become a whole album of its own where it's everything that has to do with day in the life. So this is a layout I had created for an episode of Lift and Sketch, and I had these photos, and I was like, I really need to get this done. So I went through and created the stuff. I'm still not completely done because I had to print photos and add some more stuff, but I was able to decorate and do this first thing. So it says, "Good morning, Giesbricks." My 2 morning photos talking about how I was up really early in the morning and all of that. And then I went to the side. These are the 2 photos I had to print, so I haven't done anything with those. I was able to document on my way to work, make a decision that I wanted a few larger photos, so I printed off 2 photos and put them back to back. These are 5x5s, and they're still me on my way to work, so I'll just put the date stamp in my little quote or whatever I put on. When I was actually doing Day in the Life last year, I was Instagramming every photo, and I made a little caption. So I'm just literally copying the captions that I used so that I don't have to do a whole bunch of journaling. And then I played in and decided, because a lot of these photos would be repeating on this big one, to just do a small little embellishment cluster, and I really like the way that turned out. So that's all my work photos from the day, and then I'll just put 1 through 6 to coordinate with what I created here. The little bottom part, pretty neat. And then I am going to do some more journaling here to document this part of the day. I have another set of photos. I did this backwards. This is supposed to be facing that way, but you know what? I'm just going to live with it. It's okay. I think it actually works out better. I was going to have to put holes in someone's head, and I think because I have more of Jackson's actual face, it's better to have it with it that way. Anyways, and it's okay. It's not a huge deal that it's not perfect. I do need to make another thing here. And then this is the evening time, or what we're doing. Jackson got to have a bath, cuddles with me, cuddles with Sean. The wrap up of him, the door being closed, means that he's in bed. And then I'm going to have another 12x12 to wrap it up. So everything gets sandwiched in between. But I had a lot of fun with this. And again, I didn't record it. I was just kind of playing and getting myself ready, because I am going to start doing Project Life. I've printed all of my photos for January so I can get January done. I'm going to do Project Life in a monthly format. I've decided it's going to be what works best for me, and then tell little tiny stories in between. So I was playing with all of this to get myself ready to do Project Life. And I also have that here. So I printed all of my photos, just kind of started here. I have my opening done, thankfully. And I just am waiting. I need obviously a photo of the baby, and we still haven't come up with a name for her. So I haven't put her name, or because obviously you're gonna know how old she is, but I need her name first before I can do that, so that it lines itself up. And her photo will go right here. I haven't quite figured out how I want to finish decorating the photo of Sean and myself, but that's kind of my opening. I really am excited with the way of how it turned out. Simple, simplistic, that's kind of the style I'm hoping to go for. And then I was able to print my photos. So I am using a software program within my phone that lets me just put the date and my little captions and all of that there. And then I'm going to have at the beginning of the month something to represent the month. I don't know. I probably won't do goals every month, but that's fine. And then print off a few of my larger photos. I don't have a ton of larger photos. Most of them are actually this size because that's what I like to work in, and that's how with my phone, that's the angle I take my photos in, but I have a few. So I'm going to use that. I pulled a couple like Project Life cards. I like to tell little stories, I think, instead of like a whole review. Just kind of write a big story, have a photo with the little captions, and just go from there. it works well. I mean, afternoon selfies, that's what we did on the 24th. It doesn't need a whole lot more of an explanation, so that's fine. I do made a few little things, like I'm gonna make a fun little spread to go for Jackson's birthday, and I did the same thing for one day. I just kind of took a bunch of selfies of myself and what was going on, and so that'll be a fun little page and just stuff like that. So I've started, obviously I literally just started, and I'm gonna just keep it really basic and simple and very easy. I really want to make sure that this is very, very heavy photo heavy, not a lot of extra fluff. I found when I was condensing my 2013 album, I took out all that fluff, so there's no need to keep it. I don't think. I'm gonna try to keep it pretty minimalist. I'm not telling myself it has to be on 2 spreads or anything like that. I have no rules about that. It just however the month goes about itself, and if I need to and have this part be January and February starts here on the next thing, I'm totally fine with that. So it is nice though to have the photos printed and to be getting started with that as well. So I'm pretty happy with the way that's turning out. It's nice to be able to say at least I have everything so I can start it. The goal is to just actually get it started, because I haven't done Project Life since 2013, so I'm probably just a little rusty. And I remember when I did actually create this, it took me, I'm really slow with Project Life compared to my normal scrapbooking because I don't do it very often, and this spread took me forever. Sorry guys, you fell. My camera fell. What I was saying is this took me a really long time to create, so again, that's why I'm kind of hoping I can keep it more on the minimalistic style, because it is fun and I do find enjoyment out of it, but I just don't want to take up that much time doing it. But this will be a really neat thing to do at night when when the baby's here and she's hanging out, because we'll probably be, you know, in my room a lot, or, you know, not being able to just be able to sit and scrapbook. That's not just going to happen. I know that, especially with a baby and a toddler. I know my scrapbooking is going to get cut dramatically. I'm prepared for that. I'm good to go with that. That's all part of having kids, and I'm really actually looking forward to having some time to be a mom to a brand newborn again. So but that's where I'm at with my Project Life for this year. I am determined to do it. I had done Project Life in 2013 for Jackson as a baby, so I really wanted to do it again for her as a baby, and maybe in a few years I'll do another one. But I am not doing Project Life every year. I can't commit to stuff like that. It's too much. This is too big of a project for me, and I like to scrapbook and tell my stories in that way a little bit better anyways. So this is more of my style. This is the second album. I had bought 2 of them because originally my 2013 Project Life was 2 albums thick, and I condensed it all into 1 album. So this will be for this year. Maybe I'll buy just a black album and a white album and do Project Life 2 more times as my kids are, you know, maybe every 3 years or something. I don't know. I haven't decided that, but that's what's going on in that part of my life with Project Life. I also have been putting away some stuff so that when I do get the chance to scrapbook baby girl, she'll have special papers that have just really been calling my name to her. So there's been a few things that I've done. Again, we haven't picked out a name for her yet, so I've started this layout and I love it. I love the way it's working out. I used all of my beautiful Shimmers products that I get from Speak Mom Scraps, and this eventually will become a blog post or something for Speak Mom Scraps. We have to get a name. I'd like to get a photo of her actually. Well, I have an ultrasound photo. I think I'll probably use her ultrasound photo depending on when she's named. If she's named afterwards, then I'll just use her newborn photo and tell the story probably in one of these more blanker areas. But it was really fun, and I like this. Being able to scrap so girly is really fun to me. I can move my light back now. Let's see if that helps at all. Give it a moment to think. I'm going to be able to do some really girly layouts, so I'm excited about that. So that's just chilling in this bag because it's just waiting to get completed. I also did this. I was creating something else that you probably would have seen. I believe I did a process video about it. And I was creating something, and then as I was looking at it more and more, realized this really actually says baby to me more than it did what I was working on. So I also have this kind of waiting, not designated for anything other than the fact that when I have a neat photo that will work within this pattern, I'll use it to create a layout about her. Again, I love how I get to use some of these more girlier colors because I get to add more pink into it. Like, I don't mind scrapbooking Jackson with pink, as I'm sure you've seen and you've heard me talk about multiple times, but to add multiple amounts of pink is really fun for me. So I also have that one just patiently waiting for her to arrive so I can get something scrapped. And then a few things like this bird paper. It's just so pretty and delicate, perfect for her. I won't use that back, but so there's this. This is a piece of Paintbrush Studios. Another bird paper from Maggie Holmes that's so pretty. And then the back has the plus signs on it. So it's random little things, nothing like crazy, but this makes me think of baby, so I put that in there. This piece of Hazelwood collection, I love this piece. This is probably my favorite piece from the whole collection. I am so excited to create a layout with it. I'm going to probably cut it and use both sides and all of it together. I'm really, really excited to use that. Again, some girly plus signs because it's in pink. Some soft colors that make me think of baby. This Dream Big I think will work really well, being able to use about her sleeping or something. The floral, this is the Little You collection that is for the little girl, so that obviously is going to fit really well. A softer floral, this is an old Maggie Holmes paper. A Thankful from Elle Studios, again, just kind of the softer florals. Some music note paper that, again, I thought was pretty soft and I could use as something to help border things. The clouds. Like, how fun is that? Those fun clouds. The back of it's not much there. This made me think of her too. That's that back of it. So if I needed to, I can cut out a few of these if I wanted to, or just use this whole piece as a background piece. These really fun big clouds. I love this. This is such a fun piece of pattern paper. This one definitely could be used for Jackson, but I did pull it to just keep in with her stuff just in case. Again, this definitely makes me kind of just think baby. This beautiful, I took both sheets of this beautiful floral paper. It's from Adrian Lumen, and it's so beautiful. So I'm excited to do a layout with that. And I also pulled, I did use a little bit of it. I cut out a little bit for a layout I did just recently, but this deer really makes me think of doing a layout for a little girl. So that's what I've got kind of stacked away for doing layouts about her, and especially as she's a baby, I'm going to try to get as much within the limits of using this stuff for her, and then go into my other stash to use the rest of it. But that's kind of what I have put aside for her. I don't have the same thing for Jackson because of the fact that now that he's older, and it's so, I have a good portion of his baby days done. So his stuff is within my paper collection is separated. I have a girl section, a mixed section that I can use for either one of them, and then a boy section. And all of the paper that I would use for him is all in that mixed section. So this is very specifically for her as a baby. So that's kind of where my head is with that. I am also going to challenge myself as I put this stuff away here, that I'm going to go on a huge spending freeze. So I'm talking like, I have some more stuff coming in that I bought over Christmas. My mom's still bringing up from the States. Once that's all there, I'll do my last haul video. But after that, I haven't bought anything. I don't even know if I bought anything this month, but I bought some stuff in January. Don't think I bought much in February, but if I did, it's possible. That's not the point. I'm going to go March, April, May, and if possible, June. So I'm going to try to do 4 months of a huge no buy. So a huge freeze for myself and try to use up as much as possible. And that, of course, doesn't count tape and all the basic stuff that you have to use to scrapbook. I'm not counting that because who knows when I'm going to run out of that. But anything else, as much as I love my Shimmers products, unless it's part of my design team, I'm not buying any of that. I'm just going to use what I have. But the goal is to really dig through to my stash and get some stuff used up and create some neat layouts and focus on the stories versus the products. So I'm going to go through that. But as you see, like, look at how many sheets of different types of black paper I have available to use. Like, I don't need to buy any more black paper for a while. I'm fine. Just go through this stuff first. I need to stop buying all the pretty stuff and start using first, and then I can, if the stuff's still available for me to use when I'm ready to purchase it, then I'll get it, and if not, then it wasn't meant to be. So I'm gonna do that. I've got a bunch of 6x6 paper pads I'm excited to work through, so that'll be fun. And I'm just gonna kind of do stuff like that. I'm also thinking this would make a great layout with a baby girl, so I'm just gonna slide that in here as well. This is what I do when I see a sheet that really makes me think of it. I just put it in my bag like that. So that's another thing. I'm gonna go through a massive freeze, and I'm kind of excited about it. I think it'll really help me to dig deep and use my stash. So I'm excited about that. And my camera's gonna die, so I'm gonna stop and I'll come back and finish my brain dump.